Jai Shri Govinda Mela Ki Jai. Om Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashakam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timaranda Shagyana Shana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurkam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noi Bija Pradam Devam Devyatanu Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Mandektam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Yashishvara Sridharam Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is the Adi-lila, Chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. So I'll begin with verse number 177. We're just continually read through the Chaitanya Charitamrita in sequence. So, Krishnara pratigya ek hache purva hoite jai jai che bhaje Krishna tare bhaje thai che. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. Yeyatam mam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajami aham mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvashaha. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. So Krishna saying, as they surrender to me, I also relate with them according to their relationship, according to their surrender. So that's from Bhagavad Gita. Yeyatam mam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajami aham mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvasha. Whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. Se pratigya bhanga hoila gopira bhajane tahate pramana Krishna Srimukha bhajane. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits. Na parayeham niravadya samyujam swasadu krityam vibhurayushapiva yamabhajam durjaya geha shringala samvrischa tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your glorious deeds be your compensation. So Krishna relates and reciprocates with the surrender of his devotees, but he says in the case of the gopis, their surrender is so beyond his ability to reciprocate that he apologizes to them. Tabe che dekiya gopir nijadehe prita sehota krishnera lagi Janiya Nischita. Now, whatever affection we see the gopis show for their own bodies, know it for certain to be only for the sake of Lord Krishna. Edeho koilunam ami Krishna samarpan taradana tara iha samboga saran. The gopis think, I have offered this body to Lord Krishna. He is its owner and it brings him enjoyment. Edeho darshana sparshe Krishna santoshan elagi koride her marjana bhushan. Krishna finds joy in seeing and touching this body. It is for this reason that they cleanse and decorate their bodies. Nijangamapi ya gopya mameti samupasate tabya param name parta nigura prema bhajanam. O Arjuna,
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki Jai.
The day I'm a Paramahansa will be the day that the lower planets freeze over. Nijangamapi ya gopyo mameti samupasate tabya param name parta niguda prema bhajanam. O Arjuna, there are no greater receptacles of deep love for me than the gopis who cleanse and decorate their bodies because they consider them mine. Ara ekad bhuta gopi bhavira swabhav Budera Gocharanahe Jahara Prabhav. There is another wonderful feature of the emotion of the gopis. Its power is beyond the comprehension of the intelligence. Gopi Gana Kore Jave Krishna Darshan Sukha Bancha Nahi Sukha Hoy Koti Gun. When the gopis see Lord Krishna, they derive unbounded bliss, although they have no desire for such pleasure. Gopika Darshane Krishna Jayananda Hoy Tahoy Teg Koti Gun Gopi Ashradoy. The gopis taste a pleasure 10 million times greater than the pleasure Lord Krishna derives from seeing them. Tasavar nahi nija sukha anurod tatapi badaye sukha parilas virod. The gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their joy increases. That is indeed a contradiction. E viroder ek matra deki samadan Gopikara Sukha Krishna Sukhe Aparyavashan. For this contradiction I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. So if we consider the different rasas, the different relationships with the Lord, we will say that up from Dasha Ras or servitude, Sakya Ras, friendship, Vatsalya Ras, parenthood. Up to those relationships, we'll see the Lord as Sri Hari, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. What is the verse? We sing every morning. Sakshad Hari Tvina Samasta Shastri Ruktasya Tata Bhyateva Sadbi. So up until Vatsalya Ras, we see Krishna as Sri. We see our spiritual master as relating with Sri Hari, the representative of Sri Hari. And Kintu Prabhorya Priyeva Tasha Tat Bande Guroshi Charanaravinam. But if we consider, and Mahaprabhu is giving all the rasas up to Madhurya Ras, and on Madhurya Ras we find the exalted servitors like Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govindam. We'll consider Kintu Prabhoryeva Priyatasya, that they are represented, they are Srimati Radharani as Gurudev, if we consider up to Madhurya Ras. So we're reading here about the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. And we understand that up until the the previous verses were about Mahaprabhu's descending and saying that he descends to spread the Yuga Dharma or Sankirtan Ras, the chanting of the holy name, and Mahaprabhu also descends to give up until Madhurya Ras. And those are considered external reasons for the Lord's descent. Imagine, to spread Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name, and to give all the rasas up to Madhurya Ras. That's external. But here, in this chapter, is dealing with the internal reasons for Mahaprabhu's descent. And those principally three reasons. One, to know the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, to know that sweetness in himself that only she can fully experience and relish. He wants to know that, and as the object of Radharani's love, he can't experience that without taking her position. And the third reason is to know the happiness in her that she realizes when she tastes that sweetness. So those are considered the confidential reasons that Mahaprabhu came. And all the time he's with the devotees, but after Advaita Acharya sends a mystical poem to Mahaprabhu and says that what you came to give is, he says, Advaita Acharya says, the market's now overflooded with rice and there's no price for that commodity anymore. So everyone is now manned with love of God. So saying this, and then Swarup Damodar says, well, what does he mean by this? Although Swarup Damodar knew, but he said, what does he mean by that? And then Mahaprabhu, kind of referring to the worship in Bengal that's very prevalent of the worship Shaktas who worship Durga and Ma Kali, and they always make a painted clay or mud image, and then after the worship's done, they dissolve that in the pond or river, the Ganga, and then Mahaprabhu says, I don't know. Maybe Advaita is one of those kind of worshippers, and he calls upon the deity to come, and then after the deity comes, then he says, okay, we're done with you. Now you can go away. So Mahaprabhu says, I don't know. Maybe Advaita is like that kind of a worshipper. But he understood what Advaita was saying, and after that, Mahaprabhu shifts mood drastically. And it says all of Mahaprabhu's performances in the nighttime with Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy became like mad, insane performances, like just, overwhelmed. And so Mahaprabhu shifted mood from, you can say, the Yuga Dharma, chanting of the holy name, showing all the rasas, and then looking after these three confidential reasons. So now we're reading, this is the fourth chapter of Adi-lila, and then from here, we'll go on to hear about Nityananda Prabhu and other things. So I'm just saying, maybe we're a little out of our depth right now, gone into the deep part of the pool without being able to swim, but okay. Evarojar ekmatra deki samaran Gopikara Sukha Krishna Sukhe Paryavasan. For this contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. Gopika Darshane Krishna Bare Prafulata Samadhurya Bare Jara Nahika Samata. When Lord Krishna sees the gopis, his joy increases, and his unparalleled sweetness increases also. Amara Darshane Krishna Paila Ek Sukh E suke gopir prafula angamuk. The gopis think Krishna has obtained so much pleasure by seeing me. That thought increases the fullness and the beauty of their faces and bodies. Gopi Shobha, Deki Krishna Shobha, Barijat, Krishna Shobha, Deki Gopir, Shobha Bharitat. The beauty of Lord Krishna increases at the sight of the beauty of the gopis, and the more the gopis see Lord Krishna's beauty, the more their beauty increases. Emata Paraspara Pare Huda Hudi Paraspara Barid Keho Mukha Nahi Muri. In this way, a competition takes place between them in which no one acknowledges defeat. Kintu Krishna Sukha Hoy Gopi Rupa Gune Tarasuke Sukha Bridi Hoye Gopi Gane. Krishna, however, derives pleasure from the beauty and good qualities of the gopis, and when the gopis see his pleasure, the joy of the gopis increases. Ateva se sukha Krishna sukha poshe e hetu gopi preme nahi kama doshe. Therefore, we find that the joy of the gopis nourishes the joy of Krishna, of Lord Krishna. For that reason, the fault of lust is not present in their love. So, lust is for one's own enjoyment, but the gopis are focused on the enjoyment of Krishna. So it's not lust; it's actually what is love. Upetya pati sundare tatibir abir abhyarchitam smitangura karambitar natad apanga bhangi satvai stana stavaka sancharanayana chanchari kanchalam praje vijayinam bhaje vipina deshata keshavam. I worship Lord Krishna coming back from the forest of Braja. He is worshipped by the gopis who mount the roofs of their palaces and meet him on the path with 100 manners of dancing glances and gentle smiles. The corners of his eyes wander like large black bees around the gopis' breasts. Ara ek gopi premer swabhavika china che prakare hoy prema kamagandahina. There is another natural symptom of the gopis' love that shows it to be without a trace of lust. Gopi preme kore Krishna madhuryer pushti madhurye badhaya prema hoya mahatushti. The love of the gopis nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna. That sweetness in turn increases their love, for they are greatly satisfied. Priti Vishaya Nande Tad Ashrayananda Taha Nahis Nijasuk Manchara Sambandha. The happiness of the abode of love is in the happiness of the object of that love. This is not a relationship of desire for personal gratification. So, this is talking about Vishayanande, the joy of the object of love, and Ashrayanande, the joy of the abode. So, the happiness of the abode of love is in the happiness of the object of that love. For this is not a relationship of desire for personal gratification. In other words, they're happy seeing that Krishna is satisfied. Nirapade prema jaha tata eriti priti vishaya suke ashrayara priti nija premanande Krishna's sevananda bhare jayanandera prati bhaktera hoy mahakrode. Whenever there is unselfish love, that is its style. The reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. When the pleasure of love interferes with the service of Lord Krishna, the devotee becomes angry towards such ecstasy. And here's an example with Daruka, one of the servants of Krishna. Angastambarambam, Angastambarambam, Utangayantam, Premanandam, Daruka, Nabhyanandat, Kamsarater, Vijane, Yena Sakshad, Akshodiyan, Antarayo, Vyadayahi. Sri Daruka did not relish his ecstatic feelings of love, for they caused his limbs to become stunned and thus obstructed his service of fanning Lord Krishna. Govinda Prekshana Kshepi Bhashpa Purabi Varshinam Uchar Anindad Anandam Aravinda Vilochana. The lotus-eyed Radharani powerfully condemned the ecstatic love that caused a flow of tears that hindered her sight of Govinda. Arashuddha Bhakta Krishna Prema Seva Bine Swasudarta Sat Salakyadi Nakore Grahane. Furthermore, pure devotees never forsake the loving service of Lord Krishna to aspire for their own personal pleasure through the 5 kinds of liberation. Madguna Shruti Matrena Mayi Sarva Guhashaye Manogatir Avichina Yata Gangamba Sombudao. Just as the celestial waters of the Ganges flow unobstructed into the ocean, so when my devotees simply hear of me, their minds come to me who reside in the hearts of all. Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya I Udaritam Haituki Avya Vahita Ya Bhakti Purushottame. These are the characteristics of transcendental loving service to Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is causeless and it cannot be obstructed in any way. Salokya Sharsti Sarupya Samip Yaikatvam Apiyuta Diyamanam Nagrinanti Vinamat Sevanam Janaha. My devotees do not accept Salokya, Sharsti, Sarupya, Samipya, or oneness with me, even if I offer these liberations in preference to serving me. So Salokya, living on the same planet as the Lord, Sharsti, having opulence equal to the Lord's, Vaikuntha mood of opulence, Sarupya, having the same form as the Lord, in that case would be like 4-handed, Samipya, having direct association with the Lord. So, and my devotees do not accept Salokya, Sharsti, Sarupya, Samipya, or oneness with me, even if I offer these liberations in preference to serving me. Matsevaya pratitam te salokyadi chatushtayan nechanti sevaya purna kutonyat kala viplutam. My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the 4 kinds of salvation that are easily earned by such service. Why then should they accept any pleasure that are lost in the course of time? So they don't accept, devotees are not interested even in liberation. Then why would they be interested in any mundane pleasures of this world if they're not even looking for relief from miseries? Kamaganda hina swabhavika gopi prema nirmala ujwala shuddha jena dagdahema. The natural love of the gopis is devoid of any trace of lust. It is faultless, bright, and pure like molten gold. Krishnara Sahaya Guru Bandava Prayasi Gopika Hoyana Priya Sishya Sakidashi. The gopis are the helpers, teachers, friends, wives, dear disciples, confidants, and serving maids of Lord Krishna. Sahaya Gurava Sishya Bhujishya Bandava Striya Satyam Vadami Te Parta Gopya Kim Me Bhavanti Na. O Prita, I speak to you the truth. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. So we're hearing about the gopis, and of course, this chapter is focused on Krishna wanting to know the love of Srimati Radharani, but Srimati Radharani is from, she's the leader of the gopis. So first you'll hear something about the gopis, what's their nature, and then you can appreciate more Srimati Radharani as being the foremost of all of them. So this verse, I speak to you the truth. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. This verse was spoken by Lord Krishna in the Gopi Premamrita. Gopika Janena Krishna Manera Banchita Prema Seva Paripati Ishta Samihita. The gopis know Krishna's desires, and they know how to render perfect loving service for his enjoyment. They perform their service expertly for the satisfaction of their beloved. Man Mahatmyam Mats Samparyam Matstradam Man Manogatam Jananti Gopika Parta Nanye Jananti Tatmataha. O Partha, the gopis know my greatness, my loving service, respect for me, and my mentality. Others cannot really know these. Say Gopi Gana Madhye Uttama Radhika Rupe Gune Sobhagye Preme Sarvadika. Among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the foremost. She surpasses all in beauty and good qualities, in good fortune, and above all, in love. Yata Radha Priya Vishnos Tushya Kundam Priyam Data Sarva Gopishu Saivaika Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Just as Radha is dear to Lord Krishna, so her bathing place, Radhakund, is dear to him. She alone is his most beloved of all the gopis. I can't see above me. Where it is. Triloke Patividanya Yatra Vrindavana Puri Tatrapi Gopika Parta Yatra Radha Bidamama. O Partha, in all the three planetary systems, the earth is especially fortunate, for on earth is the town of Vrindavan, and there are the gopis are especially glorious among them. O Partha, in all the three planetary systems, this earth is especially fortunate, for on earth is the town of Vrindavan, and there the gopis are especially glorious, because among them is my Srimati Radharani. Radha se saha krida rasa bridira karana arasab gopigana raso pakarana. All the other gopis help increase the joy of Krishna's pastimes with Radharani. The gopis act as the instruments of their mutual enjoyment. Krishna Vallabha Radha Krishna Pranadan Taha binu sukha hetu nahi gopigan. Radha is the beloved consort of Krishna, and she is the wealth of his life. Without her, the gopis cannot give him pleasure. Kama kamsarirapi samsara vasana varashrinkalam radham adhaya hridaye tatyaja vraja sundari. Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, left aside the other gopis during the rasa dance and took Srimati Radharani in his heart, for she is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. Say Radhara Baba Loya Chaitanya Avatar Jugadharma Nama Prema Koila Parachar. Lord Chaitanya appeared with a sentiment of Radha. He preached the Dharma of the age, the chanting of the holy name, and pure love of God. Say Bhavinija Vansha Korila Puran Avatar E Vansha Mula Karan. In the mood of Srimati Radharani, he also fulfilled his own desires. This is the principal reason for his appearance. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Brajendra Kumar Rasamoy Murti Krishna Sakat Shringar. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna, Brajendra Kumar, the embodiment of rasas. He is amorous love personified. Say Rasa Shwarite Koila Avatar Anusange Koila Sab Rasara Prachar. He made his appearance to taste that conjugal mellow and incidentally to broadcast all the rasas. Vishvesham Anuranjanena Janayan Anandam Indivara Shreni Shamala Komalar Upanayan Angar Anangosavam Swachandam Raja Sundari Bir Abita Prati Angam Alingita Shringara Saki Murtiman Evam Madho Mugdo Hari Kridati. My dear friends, just see how Sri Krishna is enjoying the season of spring. With the gopis embracing each of his limbs, he is like amorous love personified. With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens the gopis in the entire creation. With his soft bluish arms and legs, which resemble blue lotus flowers, he has created a festival for Cupid. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Rasara Saran Ashesha Visheshe Koila Rasa Aswadan. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the abode of rasa. He himself tasted the sweetness of rasa in endless ways. Sedare Pravartaila Kali Yuga Dharma Chaitanya Radashe Jane Esab Marma. Thus he initiated the Dharma for the age of Kali. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya know all these truths. Advaita Charya Nityananda Srinivas Gadadhar Damodar Murari Haridas Arajat Chaitanya Krishnara Bhaktagan Bhakta Bhave Shiridori Sabaracharan. Advaita Charya, Lord Nityananda, Srivas Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit, Swarup Damodar, Murari Gupta, Haridas Sakur, and all the other devotees of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, bowing down with devotion, I hold their lotus feet on my head. Shashta Shlokar E Kohila Abash Mula Shlokararta Shunap Koriye Prakash. I have given a hint of the 6th verse. Now please hear as I reveal the meaning of that original verse. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrishova Madhya Sokyam Shashyamad Anubhavatak Kidrisham Vetilovat Tadbhavadya Samajanis Shachi Garba Sindho Harindu. Desiring Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Esab Siddhanta Guda Kohite na Yujai na Kohile Keho Ihara Anta Nahipai. All these conclusions are unfit to disclose in public, but if they are not disclosed, no one will understand them. Ateva Kohikichu Korea Niguda Bujive Rasika Bhakta na Bujive Muda. Therefore I shall mention them, revealing only their essence, so that loving devotees will understand them, but fools will not. Hridaye Daraye Ye Chaitanya Nityananda Esab Siddhante Se Pai Beyananda. Anyone who has captured Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda in his heart will become blissful by hearing all these transcendental conclusions. Esab Siddhanta Hoy Amrera Palava Bhakta Gana Koki Kera Sarvada Bhagava. All these conclusions are like the newly grown twigs of a mango tree. They are always pleasing to the devotees who in this way resemble kokilas. Kokilas are cuckoo. Translated here as cuckoo birds, but devotees are not cuckoo. Kokilas, those who have been to India, it's translated as cuckoo birds, but the kokilas, they go higher and higher and higher, and then they answer. Yeah, that's a kokila, like that. Yeah. So, the kokilas are their singing is very beautiful. All these conclusions are like the newly grown twigs of a mango tree. They are always pleasing to the devotees who in this way resemble kokila birds or cuckoo birds. Whatever. Devotees are sometimes cuckoo also. Avakta ustrera itena hoy pravesh tavichite hoy mora ananda vishesh. The camel-like non-devotees cannot enter into these topics. Therefore, there is special jubilation in my heart. Jai lage kohite bai se jadina jane iha bai kiba sukha ache tribhuvane. For fear of them, I do not wish to speak. But if they do not understand, then what can be happier in all the three worlds? I don't like speaking these highly elevated topics, but because I don't like to speak them, especially it says non-devotees who are like camels, cannot enter into these topics. Therefore, but since they can't understand, then I don't have to worry. It's not like speaking something destined for an audience that cannot appreciate, but he says they won't understand, so that's okay. Ateva Bhakta Gani Kore Namaskar Nisanke Kohiye Tara Hog Shamatkar. Therefore, after offering obeisance to the devotees for their satisfaction, I shall speak without hesitating. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow, finish the chapter, and then go on to the Guru Maharaj says the Adi-lila in particular is giving the what is the word that he uses? An intrinsic, if you understand the essence, then you can understand the person's set. So what's the word Guru Maharaj uses? There's, Gist? No, it's a Sanskrit word. It's ¿Tú conoces la palabra que usa Guru Maharaj para entender la esencia sánscrito? Okay. Anyway, then we'll go on to hear about Nityananda Prabhu and the Dvaitacharya, and then the Gadadhar Pand, the Panchatattva, the tree of Mahaprabhu. All this will be presented in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now we're in the Govinda Mela. I think today, somewhere on the schedule, I saw that they have the inauguration. So we have this sequence which has said Tuesday and Wednesday arrival of the devotees, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the core of the Govinda Mela, and then Monday and Tuesday around then people will be returning to work or to whatever they're doing. So anyways, then we have what we want to do, some inauguration today. We'll have, and they've set up the pandos and everything, and hopefully we'll have everything lined up. We'll have, what do they say? They have all our ducks lined up or something like that. Huh?
Ducks in a row.
Ducks in a row. So hopefully we'll be able to distribute prasadam in the pando and everything like that. And then I was talking with Ananda Moy, and she was telling me we have so many exalted devotees who can give classes. So then I said, yeah, but we won't have that many classes to be able to feature all the devotees. So what we'll try to do is have programs with the devotees, multiple devotees, in glorification of Srila Govinda Maharaj, and we can have them in the Pando program, and then hopefully people will be inspired. Different devotees will speak about Srila Govinda Maharaj, and we'll have glorification of Govinda Maharaj, and then we can also have workshops and symposiums. I don't know if that's the right word, symposiums. So, you know, that idea that somebody can teach how to worship the deities, somebody can maybe show, you know, what is the essence of deity worship, what is the essence of maybe cooking, you know. That's always good to learn. In India, many ladies learn how to cook from their mothers, and here we have many devotees who might have some experience in cooking, and they can teach younger devotees how to cook. And then we can have all these different things going on. Maybe some mountain lion darshan. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But that's also, the people from the university came over here. They have one mountain lion. Apparently she has a collar on her, and she was here in this land they found, and and she's been sighted with 2 cubs. The guy from the university called them kittens, mountain lion kittens. I don't know if they qualify as kittens. Anyway, they're here. Maybe they've gone on to another parcel of land, because it's all, everything up here above on our property, everything becomes merged. So many. It's actually, we're kind of like living here in a forest, as you might see. We have like so many trees growing, and redwood trees. There's all redwood trees across the road, so many, and then there's so many trees here. You don't want to necessarily run around through the trees, because there's also poison oak growing there. so you might not, But anyway, so like I was saying, there can be other kinds of wildlife here because it is a forest, and there, I never saw the mountain lion, but they say before I didn't know of her, but now she's here, and they say sometimes she's on this property. They found indications of her, and the other day, Ramachandra from Oregon, he has some pictures of the two kittens, They were down here by the road or something. And then there's bobcats and coyotes and lots of skunks and birds and raccoons, and also there's around here some fox was here too. So there's a lot of wildlife here. But anyway, we don't want necessarily the children to run off on their own for different reasons. Okay. So now we'll continue saying Hari Haraya, and then we'll have Prasadam. You play the Mridanga? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Gopal Govinda Ram Srimati Radharani
Gopal Govinda Ram Srimati Radharani
Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan
Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Janardan Seva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta
Janardan Seva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raguna
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raguna
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna
Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna
Echai Kosai Kori Janana Banda
Jai Gosai Kori Charana Manda
Jao Ete Vignana Shabishta Puran
Jawete Vignana Shabita Puran
Echai Gosai Jarmui Karadas
Jai Gosai Charamuri Karana
Tasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras
Saraswat Para Renu Mora Panchagara
Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Saniva
Sarvajana Sevi Bhakta Saniva
Janame Janame More Abilas
Janame Janame More Abhilas
Echai Gosai Jabe Raja Koilabas
Jai Gosai Jave Raje Koilava
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya
Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamoda
Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamoda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Hare Rama Hare Hare
Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Satashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Satashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sunanda Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki jai. Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Kuladvi ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Sri Radharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindavan ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kun Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai. Shri Purushottam Madam ki jai. Dev Subhadra Jagannath Jo ki jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shina Shingadev ki jai. Bhakti Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Bhakti Vigraha Nyasi Maharaj ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.